okay, where's the edge of that 2 hour cliff? Oh, it's 15. Well, then I'm going to set my limit for 10, so that I don't hit that 15 and go over the edge and spend all of
Mhm.
that time on something that I really don't want to spend time on. So automating some of those boundaries has been really powerful.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So let me ask you a question as an startup founder, because there is something, there are several things problem that we find entrepreneurs. Number one, this one that you stretch, find a mentor. Or the entrepreneurs out there, they're having a lot of resistance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do what you say, find a mentor that already achieved what you want to achieve. Yeah.
Yep.
And you do your due diligence properly, I doubt that you're not gonna grow. But the second thing is that we have this. You start in a business, right? And now it's difficult to find the clients. Nobody knows you. The suppliers want to charge you a lot of money because nobody knows you. Then something in the operation of the equipment, they don't want to lend you money. The bank doesn't want to give you a little bit start of money funding. So now you have all this negative emotion, negative emotion, negative emotion, and eventually the business doesn't work and it breaks after you work tirelessly from Monday to Sunday. And if you don't release these negative emotions, they're still there. And
Yep.
sometimes for me, it's still with me for years.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
until and I was angry. I was very
Yep.
nervous. I was very aggressive. That also reflects on the business as well, somehow. But at some point, I had to learn that how I cannot be like this anymore. It will affect my health. It's gonna give me a heart attack. You know,
Yep.
the contractors sometimes I don't know. They come there and they charge the wrong part in the boiler and they overcharge me. I'm taking like, oh my God, blah blah. I'm thinking I was not even looking after that. If I get like that, it can give me a heart attack. So how you discover will in your life? How for me going for a walk is very good. Allow me to. My girlfriend likes to swim. So how you discover will that as entrepreneur nobody understands us. We're only 2% of the population, probably less. And what we go through very few people know the amount of pressure. People say, no, but I have pressure at work. I have this. Well, when you're responsible for everybody, it's completely different ball game that you're responsible for only one thing. Nobody knows what we go through. Nobody knows, not even our family or friends, what type of pressure we need to deal. And so how you discover that, hey, I need to work on myself. I had to get my mind ready, and I cannot affect my health. I'm not gonna allow this business to kill me. I'm not doing this to. So can you tell us your view on this, and what message do you have for entrepreneurs?
So I would say that a lot of this is about boundary setting,
Mm-hmm.
um, and learning to say no,
Very
right?
difficult.
Learning to know when is too much,
How you
right?
learn this?
Like I learned it by again through failure, like lots of man, I wish I hadn't
I
said
can
yes
be
to
thinking
that.
that.
Um there again there are other books that I would recommend digging into from, there's a book called The Power of No, and there's several different books that talk about this subject. I guess the big thing I would say is um go back to your mentor and ask them like, hey, is
Mm-hmm.
this the sort of thing that I should be dealing with right now? And they're like, oh my gosh, why are you still dealing with that? Like, so my experience is look outward, when you're running up against those different pieces, set boundaries for yourself. So one boundary I set for myself is I created a thing on my phone called family time, and it's a mode on my phone that shuts down all of my
Wow.
notifications as
Wow.
well as apps. So it won't even let me open the apps that aren't inside family time. And so the only thing I can do
Wow.
on my
That's
phone at
really
that point
powerful.
is phone calls and text messages. Phone calls, text messages, and I can browse the internet. But all of my games on my phone, all of my like my WhatsApp, my Slack, all of those, I can't even access them when it's in this mode. And so in that, when I say, "Oh, I got to pick up my phone and see what's going on," yeah, my discovery is here. You've got to allow yourself that space to let go. And so the family mode on that app allows you to have intention. So if I need to go check a WhatsApp message, like let's say in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, that client might have canceled. I should go check that. And I open up my phone and I click on the WhatsApp button and it says, this app is not allowed in family time. Are you sure you want to allow that? And then I ask myself that question. And I look up at my kid who's looking at me, hoping for my attention. And I say, the client can wait. And I set it down. Now, I don't do that every time. I'm not perfect at it, but I found that setting boundaries that go off automatically inside your systems and force you, because if it was just like, oh, I got to check on that client. I've opened up my phone, I've clicked on WhatsApp, and it's been 15 minutes before I even recognize that it's been 15 minutes because I'm just responding
100%.
to people real quick.
Yeah.
Right. And so, like Facebook, for example, I have a 10-minute timer. If I'm on Facebook for more than 10 minutes, it pops up and says, hey, are you sure you want to be on Facebook for more than 10 minutes? And I can add 10 more minutes for that day, but I've given myself that limit. And I moved it all around. I had an hour, I had a half hour, I had 5 minutes, I had 10, 5 minutes wasn't enough. 30 minutes was way too much. And I figured out where is the hook point where doom scrolling begins. For me, it's about 15 minutes. If I let myself go for 15, I'm going to go for like 2 or 3 hours.
Wow.
So I found out, okay, where's the edge of that 2-hour cliff? Oh, it's 15. Well, then I'm going to set my limit for 10, so that I don't hit that 15 and go over the edge and spend all of that time on something that I really don't want to spend time on. So automating some of those boundaries has been really powerful.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Well, something that I did in my property business at the beginning, that literally changed my life. It was I was doing my property business was property management. So we have over 177 tenants plus all the contractors plus the team, and everybody wants to talk to me. And I'm like, these people are gonna kill me. They don't care, they all want to talk to me. Number one, I spend the whole day on the phone talking to everyone. And number two, there are way too many. When I sleep, when I rest, when I do the other tasks. So I hired one manager, and her name was Eva. I said, Eva, from now on, you're gonna be Harry. Yeah. And the second thing that I did is I put my phone in silence. And 17 years after, it still is in silent. the so and still I go, even my own brother, he's an IT guy. I taken my phone so many times to see how he can configure my phone to make sure make noise for him when he called me, because even my own brother get upset, like, look, I need to talk to you, why you don't pick up the phone. However, it's again, Will, it's about building those boundaries. I read the WhatsApp though, and everybody that wants to speak with me, if we allocate the time, I'm happily have a powerful, meaning conversation with that person at the time that we plan both to talk about it. Because what I find out is everybody was calling me because it was urgent for them, was not urgent for me. So and if I again delegate that, but it was literally out of survival. leisure or survival. So, but we have to, as entrepreneurs, we have to start to these boundaries. It was learning by failure, but sometimes by, oh my God, I cannot take it anymore. If I don't change, these people are gonna kill me, and they don't even care that I'm dead. So,
Yep.
and it takes a lot of courage what you have done. You see, to say, okay, hey, you know what? Why I'm doing this business? I'm doing this business to get out of this business and spend time with my family, and now going inside Facebook or going about this, and all the time that I save to have quality time with my family, to go for a walk. Now I'm spending in this Facebook or in this social media, or watching content that doesn't bring um, any value to your life. But it gets a lot of courage because it's very easy. I mean, those platforms, they're designed to make you addictive. The whole point is to hook you, and they're the best in the world doing this, right? So it's like quitting the cigarette or quitting alcohol. It takes a lot of strength, a lot of courage to say, you know what, I'm gonna set up boundaries for myself, and I'm gonna respect this boundary. But you know what, the positive side of it is that because you're spending that time with your family, now all these negative emotions that came from business, they all go away when you spend time with your kids, with your family. And now, when you go back in business, now sad, frustrated, tired, with the mindset, oh my God, I lost a lot of time in the social media, and I couldn't see and play with the kid, and now I cannot do it because I have to focus in the business. So you clear your mind, and you give a space for something that is really important, because which is, we want all the entrepreneurs here will to be happy, wealthy, and healthy, right? Yep. It's no point because a lot of people, and I know a lot of entrepreneurs that make millions in plural, but when you look at them, sometimes how healthy they are, or how happy they are around the life, you find a lot of flaws. So it has to be a 360 approach, and it's a work in progress, and we always try to improve more and more and more. So, Will, if I think you're gonna be a great mentor, you definitely would be a great mentor for entrepreneurs out there. So, if people are in love with our conversation, they want to find out more about you, about what you do, about your businesses, about your experience, how they can find you, how this process works?
Yeah. So equityhammer.com is the name of my umbrella company. And if you go to Equity Hammer, you'll see
I like the name.
It's got a description. Thank you.
The name is good.
Goes well with my hammer back there, right? So I basically invite people to go take a look at that, and there's a contact form there. The other way you can get in touch with me is via LinkedIn. So if you search for Will Christensen, Entrepreneur's Apprentice, I'm on LinkedIn, and I help entrepreneurs who are overwhelmed and are looking to clone themselves, digitally or otherwise. So I've got a community of entrepreneurs where we clone entrepreneurs, and we bring staffing to the table and a lot of other cool things like that. So I'm very interested in helping people automate, delegate, and eliminate, and we guarantee the process. So it's pretty fun.
Thank you so much, Will. And for all of you listening in Spotify and Apple, and follow us on our social media, see you in our next episode of Unstoppable. How a brave entrepreneur will break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.